Welcome back to English Learner Classes. We are really happy to have you with us today.
Today, we're talking about a topic that confuses almost every English learner at some point. We're talking about the difference between if I have, if I had, and if I had had.
These three small phrases look almost the same, but they mean very different things. And mixing them up is one of the most common mistakes we hear from learners at every level.
By the end of this lesson, you are going to clearly understand when to use each one, how to form them correctly, and why each one matters. Let us begin.
First, let's understand something important. These three phrases come from what we call conditional sentences. A conditional sentence talks about a condition and a result. If this happens, then that happens.
In English, we generally have different types of conditionals, depending on whether we're talking about something real, something possible, or something imaginary. If I have, if I had, and if I had had each belong to a different type.
Let us start with the first one, if I have. This phrase is used for real, possible, or general situations. It talks about things that can actually happen or things that are generally true.
For example, if I have time, I will call you. This means it is possible that I will have time. It's a real condition about the future. Another example, if I have a headache, I take a tablet. This is a general truth. It happens regularly when the condition is true.
Notice the structure here. If plus present simple followed by a result using will, can, or another present form. If I have money, I will buy that book. If I have free time, I read books. Both are real and possible situations.
This type is called the first conditional, or sometimes the zero conditional when talking about general facts. The key idea is this situation is real or very possible. It's not imaginary.
Now let's look at the second phrase, if I had. This one is very different. If I had is used for something that is not true right now, something imaginary, hypothetical, or unlikely in the present.
For example, if I had more time, I would travel more. This means I do not have more time right now. It's imaginary. I'm imagining a different situation than my real one.
Another example, if I had $1 million, I would buy a house. I don't have $1 million. This is purely imaginary. It's not about the future possibility, it's about an unreal present situation.
This is called the second conditional. The structure is if plus past simple followed by would plus the base verb. If I had a car, I would drive to work. If she had more confidence, she would speak up more.
Here's where learners get confused. Even though we use past simple, had, we're not talking about the past. We're talking about an imaginary present or future situation. This confuses many learners because the grammar looks like past tense, but the meaning is not about the past at all.
That's such an important point. The past simple form here does not mean past time. It means imaginary or unreal. This is sometimes called the unreal past in grammar books.
Let us compare the first two directly. If I have free time tomorrow, I will visit you. This is real and possible, talking about now or the future.
If I had more free time, I would visit you more often. This is imaginary, talking about the present. I do not have much free time in general, and I'm imagining a different life.
Now let's move to the third phrase, if I had had. This is the one that confuses learners the most because of the repeated word had.
If I had had more time yesterday, I would have finished the project. This means I did not have enough time yesterday, and the project was not finished. I'm imagining a different past. One where I had more time. Notice the structure carefully. If plus past perfect, had plus past participle, followed by would have plus past participle. If I had had breakfast, I would not have felt hungry. This means I didn't eat breakfast, and because of that, I felt hungry. Now I'm imagining the opposite past.
This is why we see had together. The first had is the auxiliary verb for past perfect. The second had is the past participle of have. So had simply means the past perfect form of have.
Now let's look at more examples to make this clear. If I had had your phone number, I would have called you. I did not have your phone number in the past, so I could not call you. Now I'm imagining a different past.
If she had had more support, she would have succeeded. She didn't have enough support in the past, so she didn't succeed. This sentence imagines a different outcome if the past had been different.
Now let's put all three side by side so the difference becomes very clear. If I have enough money, I will buy a new phone. This is real and possible, talking about now or the future.
If I had enough money, I would buy a new phone. This is imaginary, talking about the present. I don't have enough money right now.
If I had had enough money, I would have bought a new phone. This is imaginary, talking about the past. I didn't have enough money at that time and the purchase did not happen.
That's the clearest way to see the difference. Same basic idea, money and buying a phone, but three very different meanings depending on time and reality.
Now let's talk about the most common mistakes learners make with these three structures, because this is where confidence really grows, by knowing exactly what to avoid.
If you were talking about something real and possible, the result should use will. If I have more time, I will travel more. If you were talking about something imaginary, both parts should match the imaginary form. If I had more time, I would travel more. Mistake number 2, forgetting the double had in the third conditional. Learners often simplify it incorrectly. They say, if I had more time yesterday, I would have finished it. But this is missing the past perfect form for the condition.
The correct sentence needs had had. If I had had more time yesterday, I would have finished it. Without the second had, the sentence does not correctly express a completed past condition.
This mistake happens because had sounds repetitive and unusual, so learners naturally want to simplify it. But in this specific conditional structure, both had words are necessary.
Mistake number 3, using if I had when talking about a real future possibility. For example, a learner says, if I had time tomorrow, I will call you. This mixes imaginary past simple with a real future result, and it does not match logically.
If tomorrow is a real possibility, use the first form. If I have time tomorrow, I will call you. Save if I had for situations that are not true right now, not for real future plans.
Mistake number 4, confusing third conditional with second conditional. Learners sometimes use if I had when they actually mean a completed past situation. For example, saying, if I had more time, I would have finished the report, when talking about something specific that already happened yesterday.
This sentence mixes second conditional structure, if I had, with third conditional result, would have finished. The condition and result must match in time. If the situation is about the past, both parts need past perfect and would have. If I had had more time yesterday, I would have finished the report.
Mistake number 5, forgetting that would have needs a past participle, not a base verb. Some learners say, if I had had more money, I would have buy a house. This is incorrect. After would have, you always use the past participle. I would have bought a house.
Let's do a quick practice to help everything stick together. We'll say a situation, and you think about which form fits best.
Situation 1. Talking about a real possibility for tomorrow. If I have free time tomorrow, I will read a book. Correct form, if I have plus will.
Situation 2, imagining a different life right now. If I had more patience, I would be calmer. Correct form, if I had plus would.
Situation 3, imagining a different past event that already happened. If I had had more sleep last night, I would have felt more energetic today. Correct form, if I had had plus would have.
Great practice. Let's also give you a simple memory trick to use whenever you're unsure which form to choose.
Ask yourself 3 questions. Is this real and possible? Use if I have. Is this imaginary and about now? Use if I had. Is this imaginary and about the past, something that already happened differently? Use if I had had.
Real and possible, have. Imaginary now, had. Imaginary past, had had. 3 simple categories that cover almost every situation you'll face with these structures.
And remember, making mistakes with these forms is extremely common, even for intermediate and advanced learners. These are some of the trickiest structures in English grammar, so don't feel discouraged if you still feel unsure.
The best way to master them is through practice. Try writing 3 sentences right now in your mind. 1 real possibility, 1 imaginary present, and 1 imaginary past. Say them out loud. Repetition builds confidence faster than memorizing rules alone.
With time and practice, choosing between if I have, if I had, and if I had had will start to feel natural, almost automatic. You won't need to stop and think about the rule. You'll simply feel which one is correct.
That feeling, called language intuition, comes from exposure and practice. Every time you use these structures correctly, you're building that intuition a little more.
A very warm thank you to everyone watching English Learner classes today. We deeply appreciate your dedication and your effort to improve your English step by step.
Don't forget to subscribe to English Learner classes for more easy and practical English lessons. We're here to make even the trickiest grammar topics simple and clear for you.
Keep learning, keep improving, and we'll see you in the next lesson.